This is Appalling News, your most trusted source for fake real news. I'm Paul Chatto. In the movie The Godfather, Part 3, Michael Corleone tries to escape from his life of organized crime, but is repeatedly drawn back into the family business and utters his now famous line, "Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in." We thought we were out with the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle jeans nonsense, but we have been pulled back in. The unhinged have gotten more unhinged, and there is no lack of very entertaining counter-commentary. In this extended Appalling News editorial, we are more interested in where did all the haters of this benign clothing company get their script from. As we mentioned in our previous video, the lazy repetition of common talking points of Nazi propaganda, eugenics, fascism, white supremacy, anti-black racism, white nationalism is clearly a tell that the zombies are under some kind of central control. For those of you who have read H.G. Wells' Time Machine, you will recall the Eloi, the delicate, naive creatures who spend their days in leisure and play. They lack the capacity for complex thought or resistance, making them susceptible to manipulation, who, when hearing an air raid siren, walk lockstep into the clutches of the underground-dwelling Morlock, who eat them. Does this remind you of any group in particular? We've watched the deranged complainants. We don't need to see them again. Our one thought is, aren't you embarrassed that you can't come up with one original thought of your own? It wasn't the jeans double entendre that put you over the edge. Why are we seeing this tsunami of mental health breakdowns of mostly women? Is it any wonder young men can't find anyone to date? In these activist-aligned spaces, there's a purity culture at play where being truly progressive means aligning with all causes on the menu without exception. The full purity test includes total acceptance of the rainbow trans pride Wi-Fi password people, lady dicks in women's sports, anti-Israel, queers for Palestine, climate activism, Jesus was a Muslim, feminism, BLM, DEI, CRT, smash the patriarchy, having as many non-binary offspring as possible, anti-capitalism, and now they've added the anti-hot white chick with large boobs who isn't a fucking retard test. It seems the left is scraping the bottom of the barrel. The quantity of the tattooed juggernauts and the repetitive themes certainly indicates this. Where did this lunacy start? The very first spark of backlash to the American Eagle campaign featuring Sydney Sweeney came from a viral social media post. A parody X account, Sydney Sweeney Daily, posted a clip of the ad on July 24, 2025, which rapidly gained over 20 million views. That post framed the campaign as suggestive and tone-deaf. On July 25, another X-user, David JR307, a bisexual communist they-them with less than 50 followers, expressed alarm over the genetics pun, questioning whether spotlighting a blue-eyed blonde white woman implicitly invoked eugenic ideas. From there, the conversation snowballed. Multiple critics began framing the ad's pun, great genes as echoing eugenics or white supremacist rhetoric, especially given Sweeney's appearance and the camera's lingering framing. Maybe they meant lingerie framing. That would be our preference. TikTok influencers, activists, and academics with septum rings posted reaction videos and commentary pointing to racial undertones they believe were embedded. Academics who would have been thrilled if two people arrived to their lectures. The conversation amplified rapidly through reposts and trending hashtags. A notable element was the role of inauthentic online activity. A cyber report found that 13 to 15% of the online accounts amplifying the backlash were fake or coordinated. We are shocked. But why are these people mimicking each other unironically? Can't they think for themselves? No, of course not. They don't even own deodorant. But that's not the point. They need to use the recognized language of critique. It's like a secret handshake. There's an emerging belief that certain aesthetic choices signal political values. For example, Sweeney's look in the ad is very traditionally all-American, blonde, thin denim, smiling, etc. Some critics interpret this as a nostalgic reference to an idealized pre-civil rights America, and thus argue it promotes a whitewashed or exclusionary beauty ideal, though we're sure MLK had sex with several blonde white women, probably all at once. But the ad does not elicit pre-civil rights America. Everyone has acknowledged the connection to the Calvin Klein Brooke Shields ads. It's the 80s we want to go back to. I would gladly wear my jackets with the large shoulder pads again in exchange for ending this madness. Quite the sacrifice. If the connections to the eugenics, Nazism, and white supremacy seem exaggerated or absurd, the language is intentionally inflammatory to provoke attention and forceful cultural reevaluation. Yes, all this over a jeans ad. Sometimes critics project their own anxieties or ideologies onto content that doesn't explicitly say anything political. The ad wasn't designed to promote any agenda. But to the left, neutral imagery is heteronormative, satanic something, especially if it aligns with certain cultural tropes they reject, like having a loving family where none of the children were created using a turkey baster. And that was the ad campaign's greatest crime. It projected normalcy. It wasn't promoting any agenda. It was a joke the left didn't get, and the result was the usual online performance of outrage and solidarity. Are we witnessing the end of progressivism insofar as what the majority has been willing to put up with? Has the majority come out of hibernation, tired of being told they are bad? And for those of you who are misinterpreting the majority as being white, the majority is made up of all kinds of people who just hate you stupid leftist twats. This is Appalling News, and that's the way it is.